Ladies and gentlemen, my name's Dark Eye 3. Welcome to the Salt Flats. And it's been a while. It's been a good while. I've been buying a house and moving around, so I've only just had the chance to get everything set up finally. And here I am. It's been a year, so. But I wish it was under better circumstances that I've returned. But we have news over the past couple of days about Bungie. There's been a fair few companies that have suffered the same problem, but the fact that Bungie have laid off, was it 8% of their staff? That's about 100 people, following what has to have been a pretty poor financial quarter, or whatever the time frame is, they've not been able to meet their targets at all. Apparently the report's coming out that it's 45% below projection, which that's an impressive number to not hit your targets by. But to give you a bit of an idea, we've had the news that they let go of that many people, and the word is out that the right people are still in the business, and I'm pretty sure that may not be the case. So, to give you background, as I'm sure you're all aware of how I felt about various things, Bungie have been struggling in the past couple years. We had Witch Queen come out, and Witch Queen was an amazing expansion. Brilliant expansion, but it did feel like something was missing. And then more recently, we've had Lightfall come out, including the new Strand subclass. And while Strand is okay on the grand scheme, it was kind of lackluster, but the reception for Lightfall was not great. And subsequent seasons from Lightfall, they've improved compared to Lightfall, but that's not really a huge hurdle to jump over. Lightfall wasn't great. But the word has come out that they've got the right people for the job. QA has been struggling, shall we say. Things that probably should have got picked up in QA. The same bug reoccurring 3 years on the trot now for Halloween. Things appearing out of sync in the seasonal challenges, like the Iron Banner challenge appearing after the third Iron Banner of the season, meaning you can't get Iron Banner bonus progress on it. That's kind of stupid. But the QA team obviously had their work cut out for them recently, and they've been downsized. The narrative team, they've been downsized, and the narrative team have been kind of struggling recently as well. The surprising part was the sound guys, the composers, getting hit in this as well. And the fact that Michael Salvatore, he's been let go from Bungie as well, and that's the surprising part. The sound guys are quite possibly the only department in Bungie at this point in time that haven't had anything said about them negatively. Every other area has had some negative feedback from basically everyone, but the sound guys and the composition and anything involving the music and the sound, those guys have been nailing it. Expansion after expansion, season after season, they're achieving exactly what they need to each and every time. And the fact that you're hitting them and taking them out, that's concerning. So the current area is the 45% below projection is what's caused it. But apparently Bungie was in quite a lot of debt before the acquisition. So Sony buying them, I guess Sony bought out the debt and then that was it. But yeah, Bungie, a company which has been struggling with mismanagement for quite some time. And I think the grand scheme that everyone says, whenever you hear about what's happening at Bungie, the general thing is management is the problem. And I can feel that. I can feel that in my day job. Me and upper management don't get along. And I can understand on their side that upper management, yeah, I can imagine upper management making terrible decisions and the little guys having to pay, as is always the case. But Lightfall wasn't actually, if I remember, Lightfall wasn't an expected expansion. They were meant to be doing Witch Queen straight to Final Shape, and Lightfall just kind of had to be thrown in because it wasn't going to happen. But this here has also affected the release of Final Shape and their new. Is it like a story? They're not keeping seasons after Final Shape. They're introducing this new episodic format, but with this Final Shape has been delayed beyond what it was before, and that means we're probably going to end up with another 6-month season, and I can't see that ending well. But everything that's happened at the moment, like, it's not a surprise that Bungie have not been making the money that they've been expecting to, or they've been projecting to. But it is a shame to see. Now, the big thing about all of this, of course, from a person standpoint, we don't want to see all of these people suddenly having to try and find new work, and being with the way the market is at the moment. I don't wish that on anyone. No one. I don't wish, even on upper managers, I don't wish on anyone. The job market at the moment is not great. But from a game standpoint, if Bungie were already struggling to ensure that what they were delivering was of a high enough quality for the community to be happy with it, and they were struggling with fewer people, especially when you take into account that their focus isn't just on Destiny, it's on Marathon and whatever the other game was. I can't remember what it was. Was it? Everyone's been calling it as like Gummy Bears or Care Bears, and if that's the case, that's kind of funny. But if they're spread so thin, and now they've lost a load of people, I don't have high hopes of any of their upcoming projects and releases. And I would have said before Lightfall that no, we've just got they've generally delivered fine on expansions and they'll be fine. But after Lightfall, I can't say that. I can't say that anymore. And to say we've been circling the drain for Destiny 2 in recent years may be going too far. But we have been seeing a lot of cases where overly complicated systems have been implemented into the game. Looking at you, Transmog, looking at you, Crafting. Those two, they're in an okay spot now. They're still not ideal. But when they were first released, they were stupidly overcomplicated. And part of that is because they want to get more money out of you. And we've seen the increase in prices for seasons. That's to get more money out of you. We're seeing an increase focus on cosmetics and items in the Eververse store, which is yet another case of them trying to get more money out of you. The expansions have gone up in price because they're trying to get more money out of you. And it's like, there's a point where people are just like, you know what? I'm done. I can't. I'm not, like, I'm done with you chasing after my wallet every 2 seconds just so I can keep playing this damn game. And from this is all management's decisions. Like, management, we want to make more money. And in the grand scheme, it's what a company does. We're in capitalism. It's a capitalist society. Everything has to make more money than it did previously. But in some cases, that's just not going to happen. And in the case of Destiny, where it's been losing players, it's not going to happen. If you're projecting to make a lot more money year on year, but you're declining in player counts, then that means you have to be increasing prices. But if you increase prices and you increase the grind and you try and increase player engagement, which isn't actually a great metric when you consider it, because all you're doing is burning people out more. As these people get burnt out and more fed up, you get fewer people, which means you're going to need to increase the prices more to make the same as what you were making, and increase even more than that in order to make more than what you were making. And this isn't going to work, Bungie. Joe Bungie needs to realize that people have finite income. Now, a large problem that may have been coming up from this is, let's just say this now, the economy in a lot of countries is fucked. Royally. Like, completely and utterly fucked. Every price in every place is going up. Your heating bill is going up. Your electricity bill is going up. Your rent or your mortgage is going up. Your fuel for your car is going up. The insurance for your car is going up. Your food bill is going up. And people have less and less disposable income, so they're having to make cuts. And what do? You cut out the non-essentials. And sorry, Bungie, but Destiny 2 is a non-essential. So people that may have been putting some money in before are now no longer putting money in. And I think after Lightfall, a lot of people are probably justifying in themselves that, yeah, after Lightfall, yeah, there's no point giving Bungie any more money, because if this is what increased costs gets me, I can't be asked anymore. It's the fact of the matter. We all have less money to throw around, and they're getting greedy. And it just so happens that instead of the people making these terrible decisions being the ones who have to face the consequences, it's always the people at the bottom that have to do it. The people doing the actual work, producing the content that people play, producing the game, producing like everything that interacts with the player base. They're the ones who have to suffer at the end of the day. It's never the execs, and when it is the execs, they have a golden parachute, and by the end of the week, they're in their newest position, in a director position or an exec position in another company, making the same stupid decisions just for a different damn company and dragging those into the dirt as well. And it's not right. I don't like it. It's from personal experience. I'm sure anyone who's worked corporate or for a large enough company knows that management tends to be full of complete and utter idiots. They're in a position which they shouldn't be in, and they make stupid decisions, and the people who are good at what they do are the ones who suffer. Now, we can argue about whether some of the people were good at what they do, but we can also say that there were people in this round of redundancies that are very good at what they do. Say what you want about the expansions, there's always people there, they're passionate, they're doing what they want to do, and I'm going to say a vast majority of them are talented. There's just some very bad implementation going on in some cases. And a lot of it can come down to crunch. We need you to do this, we need you to do this, we need you to do this, we need you to do it faster, do it faster, do it faster, do it faster, do it faster. Something's going to fall through the cracks. We need you to do more stuff in a shorter time with less people. And it can't be done. And it's hitting their bottom line, and these are the guys who are on their ass. Don't like it. Don't agree. Bungie, your execs need a kick in the nuts. And I don't want Destiny to fail. I don't want Marathon to fail. I don't want Gummy Bears, Care Bears to fail. I don't. Because I know that the people who are going to suffer from it failing aren't the executives. It's the people who did the work and did what they could with the resources they had available to them in the time they had available to them. I don't want to see it fail. But conversely, I want to see it fail so that it's a wake-up call. It's one of those ambivalent things. You kind of want them to fail so that they get a kick in the teeth, but you also don't want them to fail because the people that will get the kick in the teeth are the people that are thoroughly aware of the situation and are the ones who are going to suffer for it. It sucks. It really does. It really does. I want to see Final Shape do well. And I'm going to hold my judgment until Final Shape, of course. But it wouldn't surprise me if after this news we're already seeing reported low numbers of Final Shape pre-orders. And considering it's been delayed, those people might end up cancelling their pre-order, which will lower the numbers again. So I'm not expecting I know it's the end of the Light and Dark saga, but I'm not expecting final shape to break any records in terms of sales or revenue. I don't think this is going to be the Rise of Iron or Taken King of Destiny 1. Final shape, I don't think it's going to do to Destiny 2 what Rise of Iron and Taken King did to Destiny 1. But prove me wrong. Please do prove me wrong. But I'm not setting my bar high. But yeah. Okay, well that's been a ramble for 15 minutes. I'm probably going to go and record the background gameplay to this by doing the repetitive task that is Haunted Sectors, which is another copy and paste thing. That is something that actually, as a thought, the copy and paste has got a bit too much, and I think people are realising that as well now. So I think you need to kind of deal with that, Bungie. But I'm not going to copy and paste this to an early part in the video, because that's just not what I do, and that involves a lot of effort. So I'm going to call it there. So hopefully you enjoyed my rant, my 15-minute rant. If you're new to the channel, please do click that subscribe button, like this video, put a comment down below. Even if you disagree with what I say, just let me know what you're thinking. It's always nice to see what you guys are talking about and seeing your opinions on the matter as well. If you'd like to see me go live occasionally, I do occasionally go onto Twitch nowadays, twitch.tv/darkeye3, linked in the description box down below. Go check me out, throw me a follow on there. Hey, if you like what you see on there, throw me a subscription as well, it does help out. But yeah, hopefully you guys are all good. Have a very good evening, morning, afternoon or night, wherever you may be, and hopefully I'll see you all again very soon in better circumstances. Take it easy, guys. Bye bye.